Are we ever going to see a traffic light here?
No.
Not if you're the planning director, right?
I'm sure the editor of the Inquirer and Mirror would like to see a traffic light on the island.
Oh, really? Interesting.
I'm not sure about some other people, how they feel about that, but
I don't want to see one.
That's something I would propose. I would not like to see one at all. I value my life too much. I don't think I would be able to get away with
why don't
proposing something like that.
Oh, I see what you mean, because the people would be up in arms against it.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, absolutely.
Have you noticed that?
I'm just very passionate about like not having a traffic signal. I mean, that's just something. Again, look.
It's part of being a Nantucket.
When I got here 13 years ago, again, I'm just a new person in this community and learning the ropes and whatnot. I was told that basically 3 things you don't do: you don't touch the cobblestones in downtown and Main Street, you don't touch the monuments in Main Street, and you don't put a traffic signal up to control traffic. And you just don't do those things. So it's understood.
Look at the size of this thing too, huh?
Yeah.
It's funny. This has got to be the busiest summer I remember, ever.
I had some traffic counters out, and I'm anxious to look at the data. I'm anxious to see some of the airport numbers. They've actually been down a little bit, but
well, the airport that's because people don't want to pay that kind of price. It's too expensive to fly now.
Yeah, I was just compare that to previous years. We'll just see what it is this summer compared to previous years. And let's see what the ferry numbers are.
The boats are doing great.
Yeah, they're doing great. They took a little bit of hit 4th of July weekend. They had to cut some service, so they're not going to get that high number. They're usually sold out every single day on 4th of July weekend.
Right.
And even when they run extra trips, they're selling those out.
All right.
They just didn't have the opportunity to sell those out because they didn't run because of the hurricane.
Yep. Now here's a nice quiet road, Mike. Isn't this refreshing for a moment?
Oh my God.
Just to have this.
All you had to do is bang a right on the.
I miss this kind of feel. This is the way Nantucket used to be in the 80s. It was like
this 3 months ago, Gino.
That's true. It was. That's so true. Did you see what I got here? Did you see my little new? Let's talk about this. You had nothing to do with this color, did you? The color change of these things?
Oh, the parking violation. Oh,
yeah, the new look.
Yeah,
instead of it saying red and like violation,
the e-ticket, I guess, is what they call it.
It's nicer. It's gentler. Mm-hmm. You still got to pay the $25 though.
Yeah,
that's all right. Yeah. I like it actually. I prefer it. I like the kinder.
You like being cited that way?
Yeah, I do. I didn't mind it as much. I don't know why. It was my first one of the season.
Oh, well, maybe that's a bad thing.
Well, I'm careful now. They're on us. I mean, we have to be careful how long we stay in a place now.
Yeah. Well, no kidding. On the rainy days, I guess there's really not that free pass.
Yep.
Where there's not enforcement, and that's what was all geared towards is just helping improve enforcement.
Yep.
And efficiency at the time of the officers. I had no idea that the paperwork that was involved with writing out the tickets and keeping track of this stuff. This is all electronic now, so I guess it's intended to save a lot of time.
Well, I'll tell you what I don't like. I don't like the GPS style. I like the chalk style still. I'm not a big fan. No, I think it's too invasive. Everybody knowing where your car is. Oh, we've got his number. It's right here. I can easily find out where you are simply by using a GPS. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's. Again, I guess.
You have anything to do with that? No, that's the police, though, right?
Yeah, that's the police department. We did parking studies and stuff where these kind of ideas were suggested, right. And so it's. I support it.
You do?
I think it's a good way to.
Oh, see, I don't.
And again, I mean, I guess again, like I said, rainy days. I guess there was a concern that perhaps enforcement wasn't done when it was raining really poorly or really badly because you just couldn't chuck a tire and preserve the chalk. So everybody got away with all-day parking in downtown if it rained. At least that was the word on the street.
Well, what's so bad about that? I understand what you mean.
Well, that's when everybody goes downtown.
I know.
So the time when you actually need the turnover of parking, you don't have it.
I understand. But if we do more things like set up parking lots where people can park.
Yeah, satellite parking lots like the Fast Ferry Connector, that park and ride system. That's.
Should we just take should we take a quick look downtown? Is there anything down on Main Street that makes sense? That we should look at, or
Other than maybe the in-town bike path project area.
That's what I was saying. I didn't think there'd be anything down in town that we should see.
No.
This is the last thing that I really want to see.
There's another ferry connector.
Yeah. Well, we need to keep those people going.
Yeah.
And encourage. You know, when I tell people to come here, they say that have never been here. I say, you don't bring your car. You don't need it. You don't. Bring your bicycle.
Yeah. I'd like to see what the ridership on the interstate is too. The few times I've taken it, it's almost standing room only on some of these buses.
Great.
It's great. It's good for them.
Paula will know that.
Yeah.
We'll find out. All right. So the new proposal will come down from here, right?
From Washington Street.
Yeah.
Basically from the whole grand scheme is to go from Commercial Street in downtown.
Yeah.
Run bike lanes along Washington Street. This will be unchanged. This Washington Street extension area.
There will be no like path over here or anything.
It's just share the road. This
okay,
is kind
share
of a nice,
the road.
Nice quiet road. You really don't need it.
All right.
And then at the other side of the yacht club and Sale Seafood.
God, I mean, aside from coming down here to get seafood, it's rare that I ever come down here anymore. I used to live at the end of the road here, though.
Yeah.
In these little cottages over here.
Did you?
Yeah, in Consu Springs. Yeah, I used to rent a cottage there.
Did you like that?
The gullies, yeah.
Good area?
It was great.
Just skip back up to town, huh?
It was great. Wow, look at this, huh? All right, so here we are.
Right, here we are at the dead end of the road. Now, this is an old railroad alignment. I'm sure you're aware of the fact that, from 1880 to 1918, I guess it was, there was a railroad that went right through this area. Where this street ends, the railroad actually continued. This, vegetated area, this berm was built in May, the first week of May, 1880.
Right.
This was built, and right now we have some plans to do a bike path to basically go from the end of this street through the creeks there along the old railroad berm over to Goose Pond Lane, and that would connect over to Orange Street. And then the long-term plan is to have bike lanes along Orange Street down to the Rotary, so it gives people a nice, convenient, dedicated facility for bike and pedestrian activity.
I think it's a great idea.
From town out to the Rotary.
What's holding it up?
Well, we had an approval last night. The Board of Selectmen did on the surfacing of the path, so that was settled.
It was to be what?
A quarter-inch or less medium gray granite chip seal, or sand seal, I guess is the technical term. But
not asphalt.
It's a chip seal. No, it wouldn't be an asphalt surface. No.
But we use asphalt on the other ones. It's just they don't want it here.
The Historic Commission felt that and the HDC felt that the blacktop asphalt, when it's first poured, when you first install it, it's really dark.
Right.
And that was just kind of
What about wetland issues?
Not ideal. We have an order of conditions from the Conservation Commission, so we went through approval. There's zero impact to the wetlands.
Oh, good.
During and after construction on this project.
Oh, that's good.
There was concerns about the surfacing that was brought up, but the hard surface is what was recommended for maintenance purposes, and there's a lot of storm events that happen to this area, so any type of soft surface that would you'd lose the material, and that's probably not good for the wetlands and the pond either.
Yep.
So this would be great having this connection through here.
Oh.
This is something that was recommended, Gino, in 1970s. I guess 76 was when it was proposed, but a plan that was done in 1977. The idea was floated.
Unreal.
1991, the Board of Selectmen, who served under the action of the Department of Public Works, or the Board of Public Works, ordered the town staff to put together an action plan, which was the first time where I could first find the paving of the railroad berm exclusively for bike activity. And subsequently from 1991, and it was a 1996 vote to acquire some right-of-way for Washington Street Extension Bike Path. That's what they called it.
Amazing.
Eventually they named it the In-Town Bike Path, and we're at the stage we are right now. We're hoping to get this December 2014 advertisement date to actually construct the project, and hopefully it'll be done. Some work on it maybe next summer.
Next summer?
The construction will be started by then, but it won't be finished. So
Okay.
it'll be finished for 2016.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, probably the fall of 2015 will be finished.
But what about speed bumps? There was a big push for speed bumps a while back. Everybody
still
was
is.
screaming for them.
And there still is.
Yeah.
A lot of the lower volume neighborhood roads they get a lot of cut through traffic. They still call and ask for them.
Yep.
And you have to meet certain criteria. I mean, the volume on the roads, the speeds need to be 5 miles an hour more than the posted speed limit. You need at least 500 cars a day along the road. And it can't be a major collector road, like an Orange Street or like a Washington Street.
No, right,
I mean,
right.
That's just, it's a truck route. You can't
Do you ever see a time, Mike, when we actually limit the amount of cars that can come here, like other towns do?
You discourage it. I really don't think you need to have a hard cap on it. What we had recommended, and I can't remember the year now, I think it was 96 or 97, the Board of Selectmen formed an auto limitation work group, and that group recommended what we called a soft cap, and basically was a number of different measures to discourage people from bringing a car here, and that was expanding the bicycle infrastructure, building these Hummock Pond Road bike paths, expanding NRTA services, and better enforcement of parking restrictions. So those are measures that.
This was a good move. Stop it.
The stop sign there?
Stop sign here.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at first.
No.
Now I like it.
Oh, good.
Yep. See, I'm not stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
Hey, right here is where it's going to come out, right, Mike?
This
So
is
let's talk about what's going to happen on this road for people.
Sure.
Hopefully.
Orange Street will be widened out. Right now it's 22 feet wide.
So the bike path
area
will come out here, right?
from Goose Pond Lane on the
Right.
left.
Right there.
Exactly.
And they'll
that road
cross
will be
over. They've
improved.
already got the little things here.
Exactly. This road, this section right here will be widened out to the left from
And
Henry
left and right?
Junior's. Yes, and there'll be a 4-foot bike lane on our.
They'd have
on
to
our
take
right.
that granite out then.
Nope. Starting from right there.
Oh.
The 4-foot bike lane will come over into the lane, and the road
okay.
will basically shifted over.
So the sidewalk doesn't get affected?
No. And that's where it ends back there. Just a small little section where it's
So how do you fit the cars in?
This is a future phase through here where you have, again, it's the same travel lanes,
Yeah.
10-foot travel lanes, and then 4-foot shoulders. So this will need to be widened out. You can see where
But you still have to widen the road then. You'd have
somewhat on this side.
Yeah,
You
okay.
can see on the left side there a
Yeah.
tiny little sidewalk along the Marine Home Center.
Right,
That would
yeah.
be affected.
Yes.
And that's an issue, which
Yeah.
is why we kind of phased the project. Once you get to this area around the landmark house, it really opens up.
It opens up.
You don't have the
No
right-of-way
problem.
issues. It's just that one little section back there it's really going to be thought through.
Would
We
the
need some
sidewalk
consensus.
would you be sharing the sidewalk with bikes and people?
The sidewalk is for pedestrians.
Would there be
And
a
the roadway,
clear-cut edge on it though?
There'll be a white line 4 foot from the curbing.
There would have to be a curb though? What if
The curb would stay.
The curb would
stay there. 4 feet from the curb is the bike lane. That's the area the bicyclists would go and with the flow of traffic.
Yeah, okay.
So that's dedicated for bicycle traffic, and that way it gives an area for cars to pass the bicyclists. You don't have to follow behind.
I got you. That's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Any blowback on that you've heard from people? Is there anything that would hold that up?
Only the fact that it's being held up. That's really the only pushback I get. They really wanted a lot of folks that spoke out against the first phase of the Anton bike path, the part of the railroad berm, were a little anxious that the other phases weren't being implemented at the same time, and it's not done that way because of some of the issues we had talked about, the right-of-way issues. They need to be thought through. There's some utility.
But if you're going to build the bike path and it's going to be done in 2016, where the old railroad bed is. That has to be done too. I mean, you can't just leave that.
Yeah, the whole thing needs to get
done.
It all needs to get done. That was the most urgent part. It gets the vehicles off of the Union Street, Francis Street area, and that's been a great improvement. And we'll work on the other areas to improve those right after.
That was great.
You like that? Good.
I thought we had a good time. I think we covered a lot of ground. What do you got going with the rest of your day?
I'm downloading some traffic counting numbers so I can see how bad the traffic was over the 4th of July weekend along Milestone Road, Orange Street, and Sparks Avenue. So I'll have a good feel for how much traffic increased versus previous years.
Is it possible for people to get that information?
You can go. I upload the information onto a Mass DOT traffic counting website.
Okay.
It's a little inside baseball for most people, but I can summarize the numbers and I provide those to the Planning Commission. People can call me up and ask me if they really want to have those numbers.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
But it is posted on the website if you really are really anxious, and just look for Mass DOT's traffic counting, and you can look at all the Nantuckets and all over the island, the historical traffic counts. But again, that's a little inside baseball, and usually only the traffic engineers like to look at that kind of thing. But if the public's really concerned, they can take a look at it as well. It's public information.
That's good to know.
It's right there on the web.
So, how long have you been doing this?
It was
it seems like a long time now.
13 years on June 25th.
Did we have a traffic planner before you had the job?
Beth Giannini was the first planner.
The first one.
Correct.
And then you took over.
Yeah, correct. She went on to Franklin County.
Is she
in
still
Western
doing
Massachusetts. Yeah, she still works at in the profession.
I remember her. I remember her. Yeah,
she was instrumental in getting a lot of the grant funding initially for the in-town bike pass. She was instrumental in getting a lot of that money acquired. She helped with the NRTA system when it very first got started.
Where are you from originally?
Spring, Texas, which is a suburb north of Houston, Texas.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Still family down there and everything?
Yeah, still.
You go down there?
Oh yeah, my sister's a school teacher. She has 2 new twins that are a couple of years old. So
I don't hear a Texas twang. What's going on with that?
I haven't really lived. I've probably lived more years outside of Texas than I have inside of Texas.
When you're in Texas,
but I'm around my family, it really kicks in.
Okay, then when you're down there, you're wearing a hat, right?
Oh,
a Texas
no,
hat?
I don't really dress up. There's limits to.
Come on, yeah, you don't even have the boots.
I grew up in the suburbs, you know.
Okay, all right. You're more of an Austin kind of guy, maybe.
Austin's a great town. That's my favorite
town
there.
That's what I hear. I've never even been there.
Texas. Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, San Antonio is really nice too. Houston's. Actually, I grew up in the area, so I'm a big fan of the area.
Okay. Are you an Astros fan?
Huge Astros fan.
Good.
And I'm so happy that they're. Probably you can make the argument they're better than the Red Sox right now.
You probably could.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that a couple years ago, but
I know the poor Houston Astros, but I'm glad they're doing better.
Yeah,
they're doing good.
Well, hopefully one day the Red Sox will get it together and we'll get back in the World Series and win another one.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Mike, thanks so much.
Yeah,
it was great to see you again.
Good to see you as well.
And I know the folks out there are really appreciating you coming for a ride and talking to us about traffic.
Well, glad to get that information out.
Thanks.